I'm Adenike Cosgrove. I am the founder of imadara.com, which is a website to promote classic and contemporary African art to a younger and newer generation that might not have had access to this kind of art before. So I come from Nigeria, but I've only lived in Nigeria maybe 8 years of my life. But I've always obviously had that connection to back home. And I've always loved art, always loved the history and the culture of, you know, the Yoruba people where I'm from.
Would you be able to fall in love with a non-African art object?
I mean, it's art, right?
Yeah.
All of it is art. But for me, again, like I said, because of my heritage and because of the history, the art has to make me feel something. And African art makes me feel something. I collect contemporary African art. And obviously that doesn't really have like the ritual use or, you know, that historical history behind it. But it just makes me, it still makes me feel a connection back to home. I'd probably say I've started collecting seriously maybe 2 years ago. So I told you I went to Nigeria, I went to that art market. This was 4 or 5 years ago, and I bought a whole bunch of stuff, right? Because the trader there, he was like, this is special. And you look like someone that gets it. I don't show this to everybody. And he had these 2 Benin bronzes, the leopards. And I went back, did my research, realized, you know, they were just tourist art. They were fakes. They were still nice, but they were fake. But that opened all of this to me, and it made me want to learn more, and it made me want to collect. But then again, when I came back, I just wanted to collect anything that was authentic. So I was buying all of this ethnographic art. It was like in some small auction in the UK, and I'm thinking I found something special. But again, did my research and realized, you know, they're authentic, but they're not necessarily beautiful. So now I'm in the next phase of, you know, the evolution of my collecting to try and focus myself and be patient. So I have a strategy where I'm only getting 1 classic piece a year and 1 contemporary piece a year. They're incredible. I mean, they are African. I love them, just the lines, the volumes. Also because you don't see a lot of figures from Makonde and Makonde art, and that the fact they're 3, and it's very current, right? I mean, this style of body is in right now. I mean, they just look so powerful, you know? They're like, yeah, we've had kids and we're still hot. Yeah. I love them. I do, they're incredible. Feminine, Yoruba, just like the classic Galerie mask. It's got the blue in it as well. I love that you can still kind of see some of the color in there. Is it symmetrical? Symmetry. Typically, you know, you'd get the catalogs, and I like digital just because I'm trying to go paperless. So you get the catalogs, you look online. But for me, I like to see everything. I like to see as much as I can, even if it's not Yoruba. I mean, I collect Yoruba, but I want to see objects from lots of different areas. And I like to get into the zone. You know, the ambiance and everything is great, but for me, I'm here to look at the art. So I get my phone, you know, my Spotify playlist, put my earphones in, and just focus on the art. I particularly like this because I think this demonstrates a way that younger collectors can get into the field. You know, we don't always have to buy something big or, you know, a massive statement piece. You can make a really interesting collection from smaller objects and lots of different varieties of a specific type of object. So I really like these Yoruba Ikin figures, these divination figures, because again, it demonstrates, you know, lots of different variation in a specific theme. So yeah, you know, it's again, for younger collectors, there's so many different ways that you can start and build a really cool collection. We could do a lot more to promote African art to a younger generation. we can do a lot more to be where younger people are. You know, we can be on social media, we can be online, and engaging with them in different ways. But like I said, you know, for those that know about it, they love it, and they're actually building collections of African art. So they do need advice, they do need help. And again, I think there's a lot that we can do to break down the opacity, just increase visibility and make things a lot clearer and simple for younger people to start to collect. Bruno also has a great blog, and that's where I started, right? So looking at his blog and seeing that, okay, this is someone young as well that's clearly very passionate about this. And it's great, the profiles that Tribal Art Magazine does too, because again, these are people that are like me, that I can relate to, and it makes me less anxious to get into this collecting field. Why do I like BRAFA? I think because of the variety. In other fairs, you know, it's Africa, Africa, Africa. But with BRAFA, it's a mix of classic, modern, contemporary, jewelry, you know, tribal, and it keeps it interesting. It breaks it up a little bit. So yeah, I like that mix. It's nice to have that variety.